FC26 is the best FIFA game I've played in a long time. So this is not a scripted video. I'm just going to walk you guys through my experience playing FC26 so far. The first thing I want to talk about is the dribbling. Left stick is absolutely back, boys. You don't need to spam skill moves, although I enjoyed using skill moves in the previous FIFAs, but you genuinely can actually dribble players now without like having to do reverse elastico, advanced step over, you know, all those. They would be like, say, person they play Mortal Kombat instead of FIFA. You go they press different buttons, all that kind of thing. You don't need to do all of that anymore. Left stick, simple, like sharp turns, is so fucking responsive. You can still tell the difference when you're using a smaller player or a more agile player compared to a tall player. You can still see the difference, but it's not the way it was before. It's not the way where you are using a tall striker automatically feels like they are wearing Timberland to play ball. You get me? So you can imagine what the smaller, more agile players feel like. Like you can make sharp turns on the dimes. It's the first thing that I immediately noticed when I started playing the game. Like, cause I mean, they talked about it a lot. If you watch my previous video in the gameplay trailers and stuff, the review trailer, left stick was one of the things that they talked about. I mean, not left stick specifically, but dribbling and responsiveness is one of the things that they talked about that they were changing. And yeah, they did change it. It's pretty fucking good. Passing is really good as well. Passing is really good. In previous FIFAs, let me just use FC25 as an example specifically, you would need a player with the tiki-taka playstyle to be able to make like quick 1-2 passes, right? But this year, even players that don't even have the base tiki-taka playstyle can make like sharp, quick passes, accurate passes at that. Passes are faster, they are more accurate, and they get intercepted by AI much less, which brings me to my next point about AI defending. This, for me personally, has been one of the most frustrating things about playing Ultimate Team over the past couple of years. People just don't want to defend anymore. You see somebody controlling their CDM for 90 minutes throughout the game because they know that the AI will do the defending for them when it comes to like the defense line, the center backs, the full backs, and all of that. The AI will defend for them. They don't need to do anything else than just controlling one player and trying to get the ball with that player because the AI will do everything else. Now, this year, defending is almost completely manual, and I fucking love it. Like, it makes it much harder to defend, and this is what people that are complaining about the most, right? Because they're so used to having the AI do pretty much all of it for them, right? To the point where now that they actually have to defend by themselves, you actually have to control your center backs more often. You have to control your full backs more often, which would increase the chances of getting them dragged out of position and stuff like that. Now they feel like the game is too hard to play, like it's too hard to defend. Now there are some things that don't make sense yet. For instance, even if you're playing a high line, your defense line still drops deep, and there's still like there's like a massive gap between your defense line and your midfield, which doesn't make any sense to me, right? Because if I'm playing the high line, then I expect that my defenders should be trying to play the offside trap very often, right? They're playing close to the midfielders, right? But that's not the case. I feel like that's probably a bug or a glitch, whatever it is that EA need to fix with a patch. For the actual part of like defending, I have zero issues with it, right? You have to actually control your center backs if you want to defend the ball. You can't afford to drag them out of position, and you can't afford to commit too much, right? You can't commit too early, you can't commit too aggressively, or else your defense will just open like the Red Sea. You get me? So I think that's a good thing. Now obviously the effect of that is that we're seeing many high scoring games, especially at this early stage, even among the pros, right? Even the pros that are supposed to be really good at FIFA, and they are obviously, but they're also conceding a lot of goals, even to people that are not pros, right? And this is because they are also accustomed to the advantages that AI defending offers. So I feel like it's just people are blowing it out of proportion because they don't recognize that the game is different now, and there needs to be a period of adaptation where people actually have to learn how to play the game in a different way than they're used to, right? I feel like most of the complaints that people are having right now, if you just give it some time, by the end of this game cycle, people that actually know how to play the game, which is the skill gap that everybody has been begging for years now, would know how to defend properly compared to what everyone is doing right now. I feel like they need to let it sit for a bit, at least a few months, right? minimum a few months and see where we're at by then, right? Because these people have been playing a certain way, including me, obviously. We've been playing a certain way for so many years, and they complain and complain and complain about the AI defending. And then when EA takes that out, you complain that now defending is too hard. People think adjusting these things is as easy as EA just controlling sliders. Say, okay, this is the amount of AI defending, we'll slide this way. The difference between how much AI works for you compared to what you actually have to do yourself is just controlling the slider. It's not that simple. So they need to find the right balance, right? And I don't think that they've done badly at all with the current balance of where defending is at the moment. I feel like people need to actually learn for a bit, right? And let's see where the player base is at in terms of how they feel about the defending a few months from now. Another thing that I had an issue with in previous FIFAs is that there were too many things that felt out of my control, right? So there were a lot of situations where I lost a game that I felt like I shouldn't have lost, simply because some bullshit happened. Bullshit in the sense of maybe the opponent scored a goal where they took a shot, my keeper just rebounded it right at the feet of their striker, and then he scored the rebound. That happened a lot. Or maybe the attacker is coming at your goal, right, and your defender makes the tackle, but the ball just bounces right back to the attacker, like your the Mbappes or the Ginolas, or they call it jam, but I think it's just stupid. Your defender makes a tackle, you should be keeping possession most of the time, maybe not 100% of the time, but when you make a tackle, it only makes sense that you actually win the ball if the tackle is successful, right? So there are too many tackle backs and too many bounces and too many keeper deflections that led to opponents scoring more goals than they should have, or more goals than they deserved. So far in FC26, when I lose a game, and I've lost some games, I've lost games, let's just put it that way, I feel like I actually deserve to lose that game. You get me? I feel like the opponent was actually better, and it was not because of some broken mechanics or some tackle backs or some goalkeeper bullshit or some fucking momentum spin that led to me losing that match. It feels like, yeah, okay, I lost this match and I deserve to lose this match. That's beautiful. When you tackle the ball, more often than not, your player keeps possession of the ball. Now, I'm not talking about people that spam tackles, because that's another thing that is going to make many people struggle this year. You actually have to still time your tackles and make the right decision about when and where you should make a tackle. Also, speed boost has been nerfed. Now, some people have been telling me that they've matched some opponents that are still using some sort of speed boost. I haven't seen it myself. Speed boost makes no sense to me, right? Speed boost is not a thing that happens in real life football. There's no justifiable reason why it should be in a football simulation game. Now, the shooting, I feel like is also more consistent, because remember, now we're still using gold cards, so it's natural that you take some shots where you feel like, oh, the striker should have done better there, the attacker should have, scored that opportunity. But we're using gold cards. Many of them have finishing stats of like below 80. So I think it's fairly reasonable that some chances that you feel like should be a goal would not go in some of the time. Partly due to the fact that keepers are also better this year, and then the shooting is more consistent. So even with the gold rated cards, if you use the low driven shots, for instance, the low driven shots is still overpowered. Finesse shots they're pretty much nerfed to the ground, to be honest. Now, I haven't actually tried using a player with the finesse plus playstyle. Maybe that'll make a difference, but the ones with the base finesse and those that don't have finesse at all, you're better off just going with the low driven shots with them instead, or even the regular shots. Finesse shots are they're not so good in my experience so far. Now, EA have also added a new game mode tournaments, which I think is another really good addition, because sometimes personally, I don't play champs a lot because it's just too fucking sweaty for me. Like, I can get the occasional like 9-10 wins out of 15 when I play champs, but it's just not enjoyable because people are it's a fucking sweat fest. I can't actually enjoy the game. Like, if I'm playing a game and I'm having to concentrate so hard just to get a win, I don't really see the point of it. Now, obviously, people play games for different reasons. Me personally, I play games for relaxation and to feel good about myself. I don't want to go in a game after hours of work during the day, only to be shouting at my monitor and swearing and cursing anybody that comes around. Bro, it's never that deep. So I don't play champs because champs is just too sweaty. And rivals is fine. I don't care too much if I lose, how I lose in rivals. I don't really care. I just play for fun, right? But it's nice to have a new game mode where I feel like you're not just constantly playing people that are exactly on the same skill level as you. You can get matched with people that are tiers below you skill-wise, and you can get matched with people that are tiers above you skill-wise. I feel like it sustains the enjoyment a bit more. Like I'm playing someone, I'm enjoying the football I'm playing, I'm beating them easily. I'm playing someone, we're playing a competitive game because we're on the same skill level, and then I'm playing someone that they are clearly better than me, but I'm still enjoying the game because the gameplay is good, right? So it's a nice mix, which is what we have in the tournaments game mode, which is not what we have in rivals or champs, where it's pretty much playing people on the skill level, on the same skill level as you or better than you, right? So I feel like the tournament game mode has been pretty good, and yeah, I hope they keep that format for the rest of the year, and I hope people just keep playing tournaments as well, because if it comes to a situation where people abandon the game mode, then it's hard to find games, then the game mode just dies, right? Like drafts or something. That wouldn't be nice. So I hope you just, you know, keep releasing tournament content that is engaging enough with the rewards and everything to keep people playing throughout the year. I'm going to run through a couple of things that I did not like about the game as well, because it's not all sunshines and roses, right? It's the closest thing to perfect that we've had in a long time, but it's still far from perfect. I would probably rate FC26 in this moment a 7.5 over 10. I spoke previously about trying to find the right balance between attacking and defending. And like I said, I don't have an issue with the defending as it is, but if there's anything to be improved, I feel like EA could probably still fine-tune it a little bit more to get a better balance between attacking and defending. I feel like the change of reducing defending AI and then also improving attacking AI in the same year has made the gap a little bit too wide, right? Which, if it stays as it is still better than what we had before. But if there's anything to be improved, that's something that EA can probably still find a bit of a balance for. Another thing I'm worried about, like I've said, is the community itself. This community don't know what the fuck they want. They don't know what the fuck they want. 90% of the things that they are complaining about with FC26 are things that they said they wanted in FC25. I don't get it. The defending, for instance, like I said, it can be improved, but the response to it, the way people have been going on about it, in my head, I'm like, you niggas literally said AI defending was too overpowered. Would you rather have games where you have to turn around like 20 times and complete like 500 passes before you can find a good chance because AI is just blocking everywhere? Or would you have games where it's a matter of who can outscore the other? It's just more entertaining, bro. Like, it's more entertaining to play a game that is end-to-end and fast-paced like FC26 than FC25 where AI defending is all over the place and you have to be doing further maths and polymetry or whatever the fuck is called in your head before you can find a decent opportunity to score. I feel like this one is definitely better, even if it can be improved a little bit more. Another thing that I also noticed is that on PC, some inputs just don't register. It's a controller problem. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is really, but some inputs just don't register. And I've seen it in EA forums where people are talking about it. So hopefully that's fixed in a patch pretty soon. It's not a major problem. I feel like it's one of those bugs and glitches that need to be ironed out for a game that's just been released, but hopefully EA get that sorted out as soon as possible. The backline thing as well, they need to sort that out. I don't know what's going on there. Your backline, no matter what line you're playing, whether you're playing high, whether you're playing aggressive, well, I haven't tried aggressive, but I play a high line, and other people that play the same high line have complained about the same thing, that your defense just drops into your box no matter what. They just drop deep, and then there's like a wide space between your defense and midfield, especially when you're defending, like if you're not in possession of the ball. Obviously, that's what I'm talking about. So it makes it easy for the opponent to play through you when maybe they are counter-attacking or whatever. So EA needs to fix that too. And the last thing, which is probably the most annoying thing for me, is that advanced defending is broken in FC26. It just doesn't work. People that use tactical or tactical defending may not have noticed any issues, but I use advanced defending, which is the one where you get to choose when to shoulder barge your opponents or tackle them, right? The shoulder badge thing just doesn't work. I hope by the time the game is fully released and EA drop their first patch, all of these kinks are worked out. But yeah, trying to keep the video short. I've been yapping too much, all this piece of my mouth has dried up. But the summary of it all is, we're back, boys. FC26 is the best FIFA game we've had in so long, and I will defend that to the ends of the earth with anybody. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video. If you haven't, like, follow, share, whatever else people say at the end of these videos, and I'll see you in the next one.